Welcome to the Free to Be Show. Today, I have two wonderful women from my network, and we were not able to log in early, so we may have technical difficulties. Um, so just let me know in the chat whether or not you can actually see me. Um, and if not, we may just begin a new live again. Okay, I'm looking at myself on LinkedIn. I see myself. I'm gonna bring in Char, and then, hello, Char. Can you see me now?
I cannot.
You cannot. That's oh my goodness. Okay, well, I can see you, and
Okay.
I'm looking on LinkedIn. Let me
You.
see.
Hi, everybody.
So, what I'll do, the way I start the show is I play the introduction because the introduction is worded in such a way that the listeners are making agreements in their listening to the show. So we'll be right back after this. Okay? Let's normalize that smiling is being present with your soul and accept that you have the power to replenish from within. Let's agree that you are the creator of your world. Own the energy of your words. Most importantly, replenish with your own smile. Welcome to the Free to Be Show. I'm your host, Cordelia Gaffar, the ultimate joymonger. My name literally means the heart of the ocean of forgiveness. Listen to this show as if you are excavating your life for places where you limit your own freedom. Are you free? Let's see. Well, interestingly enough, the topic today is surrender, the ultimate sacred thinking. And you know what, Char? The great thing about this has happened to me recently on a show, on a live show. I was on British Muslim TV about 3 weeks ago, and I could not see my host. So we had the whole conversation, and I just looked at the camera. So you get to model what it is to surrender.
I am in full surrender right now.
I love it. Thank you, Jurgen. I see. I saw us also when I was playing the intro. So we're here. Char is modeling surrender, and we're going to discuss sacred thinking. So, when I came up with this topic, I was thinking, who can I be in conversation with around this? And of course, someone who is a four-time cancer survivor and an author, a lawyer, and like bringing so much light to the world. You live in a world of being comfortable with what's uncomfortable and ultimately surrendering. So, thank you for saying yes.
Absolutely. I'm pleased to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. It just made my whole week. Really.
Mine too. Every time, we're together, it just feels so mm, perfect, I would say.
Yes.
Um, yeah, yeah,
Even
uh,
perfect world which we surrender to in every moment.
yeah.
It's perfect.
And even as I use the word perfect, right? It almost seems out of alignment with surrender. So
Right?
tell me what you're feeling as I say that and why it resonates with you.
Well, because really there is no such thing as perfection. Everything is as perfect as it can be in every moment, and it's about being in that moment and seeing the beauty in every moment, whether it's perfect or not. um, in this moment it's beautiful, it's perfect, but it's, I mean, I can't see you, but I feel you, and I'm glad you can see me. But Yeah, so it's just it's a constant something all the time that presents us with opportunities to see the best in every situation, no matter what it is, and and that's often just surrendering to what is, just exactly that, and what it is in every moment is different and perfectly balanced is what I just saw in my water bottle. um, no matter what, it's we make it what it is. That's what I believe, really.
I agree. We make it what it is. The
Yes,
meaning that we give to a thing is what it ends up being for us. That will be our experience of it.
that's exactly right.
Yeah. Great afternoon, Wanda. We have Wanda here with us also.
Hi, Juan.
Um, this is a live conversation. So, for those of you viewing and listening, if you do have questions or if you have experiences with the things that we say, please be part of the conversation and put your comments in the chat. Um, my mind goes to something specific now, right? So some people in the United States are just coming from having a Thanksgiving celebration yesterday, and they may have been with relatives that they love very much and don't see often, or they love very much, and they can't, and it's difficult to be with them because of the way they get along together. Um, Share some, ways to surrender in situations like that.
Well, interestingly, you should ask because I actually was alone yesterday all day, but I had an encounter this week with someone in my family, and it was very unpleasant, extremely unpleasant, and it brought up a lot of old childhood wounds and traumas and things in me that uh, had not been brought to the surface in so long. And I know this is a very healing time for everyone, and I know that everything that happens to me is seems like it's part of a healing experience. I have something to learn from it, and I really found myself just having to take a really really deep breath and sit back and not surrender to the person, but to myself and the situation as it was, and to handle myself as best as I knew possible in that moment of it was actually just it was very shocking to me what happened, and I just had to really go within and breathe and surrender to the moment. And that was enough. And that's what brought me through it. And it was, it wasn't pleasant, but just surrendering to what it was in that moment, I wasn't going to let me be consumed by that energy. And because we so easily do that when any situation that can
Yeah,
occur, a disease that just comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden our life is just changed overnight, like mine was. And but I I found myself even with that just having to surrender to what was actually happening and snap back to the moment of okay, what can I do actively about this that isn't engaging negatively or isn't um, fighting it or whatever those instinctual immediate reactions might be.
I love that you shared that. There's so many people that they have those experiences. It's like you think you're evolved. And, you know, it's like and then that one person in the whole wide world pops up in your life again, and you're just like the age that you were when you had that, you know, experience with that person. And I love how you, I will say, coached yourself through it.
Ooh, yes, it wasn't easy. It really wasn't, but it it taught me a lot about myself. Things that I sometimes we actually think we're strong, and we don't actually know how strong we really are until we have to access that really deep power that's within us. That's just it's it has to be brought to the surface sometimes to overcome those situations and just be with them and allow them to flow through us. Not, sometimes people say things happen to them. Actually, I believe everything happens for us and for a reason, and we constantly learn and teach each other every day. We each have gifts to give each other, and I learn every day from different people in my life, and it's a beautiful thing. It is what you make it again.
Yeah. So I'm gonna back up also because you said to allow yourself to be with them, you know? So to me, that says not only did you have that take you back to that age when that experience happened, but you were also simultaneously present in right now. So you were able to um, transmute the time space continuum by being in the feeling and the emotion and muscle memory of the past and be right here powerfully in the present. Is that what I'm hearing?
Exactly. And that really pushed me to limits I can honestly say I haven't had uh, to reach in a long time. I haven't been pushed that far in quite a while. I've kind of been in that comfort zone of mm, just not being faced with just a slap you in the face moment.
Yeah.
You know, like I just haven't been, and so it did take me by surprise. It took me a minute to just breathe and ground and and go within and find that power and that strength to be present. It took a lot, but it was so worth it. In the end, I ended up just forgiving this person totally. Just turned right around and forgave them, forgave,
Mhm.
and they ever never even knew that because
Mm.
they never thought they did anything wrong anyway. And so, but I forgave them. And that's what matters is that we forgive them to it takes the burden off of us of like everything just melted away in that very moment. It was like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And I am
Yeah.
okay. You're okay just as we are. Like right now, I can't even see myself or you or anybody else here, but I'm still present here in this moment talking to my camera with that black screen.
And listening to my voice.
I know who's here. I know who's on the other side of this. I'm grateful for that, of that knowing.
Yeah, I love that you brought forgiveness into this because, last month, I did the whole theme of forgiveness, and that's exactly the process, right? You go through that process of forgiveness, and that allows you into the surrender of sacred thinking, which is what I would describe your process yesterday as being a conduit for the divine. You were able to be present and uh, love yourself enough to forgive the person so that you could be in your depth and be in your power and be present.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have a couple of comments I want to read to you since I know you can't see anything. It
Oh,
says, I hear that you conquered the situation instead of surrendering to it. And I have to coach myself through my outlaws because they're not in-laws. Oh, Wanda, that's so funny.
yeah. And, while surrender means all kinds of different things to different people, and I like the way that was framed, a little differently, and that's a perfect way to say it too. Um, and so it's all in how we, again, perception and how we view that, and we can view them as in-laws or outlaws, um, and that's okay. Whatever is it feels right with us, and then. Um, but yes, the forgiveness I do believe is a big part of is everything in my life, um, and first we have to forgive ourselves. Remember, because we aren't always perfect in every situation, and I'm certainly not, and I'm the first person to admit that. Um, and so we do have to forgive ourselves first for whatever part we played in that whole thing. Um, and then that is the only way we can move forward to forgive others. It's as in loving ourselves is the only way we can truly love other people. And that's what I had to end up showing was unconditional love.
Yeah.
Even though I know it wasn't received and it wasn't well received if it was received, but it was everything that I had to offer in that moment, and I am happy for what I was able to do with it, and yes, it came out fine.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect, and loving and very nurturing for you. I love to talk about ways that we can self-nurture, and the great thing about that is it's a personal practice, you know what I mean? It's not like I can tell you how to nurture you. I can give you examples of what works for me, but guess what? You're you.
Exactly, that's exactly right. Nurturing self nurturing is something that I'm having to um, relearn and reteach myself because I'm sort of what's called, if you want to put a label on it, a workaholic. I mean, I find myself sometimes just okay, wow, the day is gone. And what have I done for me today?
Hmm.
Nothing. And I find myself already brushing my teeth and getting ready to go to bed. And sometimes I have a little bit more time to do things with social media and returning emails and talking to people that I love um, dearly. And uh, I self nurturing is something I'm becoming more allowing that for myself, and it feels good again. It feels good to put pearls on today.
It's so freeing, and you know what? Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to, so after all this is over, I'm gonna call you and do a FaceTime so you can see, because 'cause we're both wearing red, and we're
Oh,
both and you have, like, a mock turtleneck, and I have a mock turtleneck,
oh,
and yeah, and I this is actually a long necklace also, but
Oh,
I doubled it, so it looks like it's 2 necklaces.
how beautiful. I wish I could see it.
That's all right. That's all right. Wanda said that's when you know you have inner peace and the peace of God, when you can face any giant that comes across your path. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that, Wanda. Yes, there are many giants that want to step up and try to overcome us and defeat us, and we have to find it within ourselves to do what we have to do again to save ourselves, not rely really on anyone else to do that, or to empower us really even to do it. It's innate. It becomes innate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We become who we need to be in the moment, and that's that speaks to what you were just saying about relearning self-nurturing. I don't so much call it relearning because, like, right, I had a system of self-nurturing, and then I got a divorce, and then I had to go a little bit deeper and,
Yeah.
like, up level it. So I've upgraded. Now I've gone to, like, I'm at Replenish Me 3.0 now. you know? So
Yay.
yay. So I hear that for you too. It's not that you abandon your practice of self-nurturing. It's just that you're constantly upgrading and recalibrating according to what your life requires.
Well, and that's right. And my, my whole life, everything has been around helping others, helping others, helping others, helping others, and that's what I do. And then it's sort of like something goes off. Every once in a while says, "Wait a minute, what about helping yourself? What are you doing to help you today? What are you doing?" And so yes, helping others is a beautiful thing, but being able just to help yourself is
The ultimate joy.
that's what allows us to help other people, right? Again.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. You know what? We're going to take a short commercial break. And when we come back, I want to talk about how you're helping others with your new project. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. We'll be right back after this. Practicing self love is to nurture the soul. And to nurture the soul requires elemental reconnection with nature. Fire is your sexuality, and earth, your mindset. Air, your voice, and water, your heart set. Replenish Me St. Martin experience is what you require for your soul. Join me February 19th through 25th in 2023. Release, restructure, refresh, and rebirth. Nurture your soul elementally in St. Martin. So, will you be joining us in St. Martin? That's not a requirement, but
Oh, me?
yes, you.
Actually, the BizCap 360 um, gathering is right around that same exact time. So
Oh.
I'm not sure exactly what the dates are, but
Mhm.
love, love, love to join you. Yes, I would. I am just not sure right now. I want to talk to you about it. So,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
fine. I wasn't putting you on the spot, so.
No, I mean, I'd love to be there. Yes, Jared, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we also spoke, about a month ago, I guess, and you told me about your new project, so I'm really excited for you to share with everyone, about it, so.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I am really excited because it has actually become a mission of hope. And
Mhm.
I've been thinking a lot recently, before this all came up, about what does the world need now more than ever before? And hope just
Mhm.
jumped to my head. And yes, it's love, and yes, it's joy. But I believe that hope is what gives us love and joy. And,
Mhm.
we derive those things actually from hope, that we can be loved and give love, and receive that joy and give that joy. And so it's actually, it's an anthology. It's a book, and we have about 20 authors.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and some of them, we have a 17-year-old girl, or a young woman, who has
Mhm.
been through quite a lot in her life. I won't spoil the story.
Okay.
Yes, but can you still see me?
No, now your, camera is gone.
Hold on. I don't know what happened. There. Can you see me now?
I can see you, but you
Okay.
still cannot see me. This is fun.
So back to hope, hope, hope.
Yes.
This young woman is, she has been through a lot in her life, but she's brave enough to step forward because she sees other, like, young kids her age, that she knows have gone through similar things as her, and they've, like, committed suicide. Her friends and
Yeah.
people she knows, and it's, so she's stepping in to write her chapter
Okay.
about her experiences, and then, you know 19, 20 others, that all, I am blown away, literally blown away every day by talking to these people and hearing their amazing stories of, you name it. It's just amazing. And they're not stuck in those stories.
Yes.
They're they're sharing them, and they're sharing what happened to them, or happened for them, in their lives, but they are also sharing the hope that they came through it, and this is how they did it, and they're showing and talking about that, and all different sorts of ways. I've asked them to be creative and write poems or poetry, whatever, ask questions at the end. It is really turning out to be a fantastic, book and mission. And there's more than just this one anthology. I was I'm being guided to do an actual series of these books, with different authors. It's been fun. It's been a lot of work, but it is
Yeah.
so going to be worth it in the end. And if nothing else, some people haven't been able to do it, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But, I have, even just through them and our conversations, just saying, I'm sorry, I really can't. I've learned so much from them, and we have built these relationships. And, um, out of just a book, idea, that project that came out, and, I was just sort of tapped on these universe, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Are you up for this?" Sure, just send me the people that need to come, and need wanting to be heard, and so we're doing it, and it's really amazing.
That's so powerful. I love that you said that we're building these relationships and that these people that are stepping up to share their stories are not stuck in their stories and they see that these stories they're sharing were for them.
Yes, exactly, and to give hope, to others, to know that you're not ever truly alone. You know, you may think you're alone or feel like you're alone, but you're not alone. There's been people that have walked that path before you and can help you. And it's good to know that, we
Yeah.
survive. And
What I love about your bo oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
we can thrive, not only survive.
Yeah, and what I love about your book project too is, like, um, it is, you're actually vetting the people yourself, you're, personally involved, and, it's it's a very diverse, anthology, and I love that now it's gonna be a series, this is amazing.
Yeah, I just follow my guidance and my
Yeah,
heart.
yeah. You it looks like you're surrendering to the cause, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. I think that is in this instance that's I am surrendering to the cause, and it's been already just so rewarding for me, even though, I mean, I'm not benefiting financially from it. That was never the intention. And that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. But I am benefiting personally as a person. I'm growing myself from these stories and from these relationships that are building. And I can't wait for all the authors to, some of them don't have any idea who they are, or um, they haven't met each other yet ever, or even they don't know who they are yet. So we're getting ready to, because I actually have just sort of capped off in the last couple of weeks, and now it's going to be time to make the big reveal of who all's in, and let them all start networking together and talking to each other and getting to know each other better too. So it's going to be great. I'm really excited.
So you're building community out of this too.
Yes, it is. It is. That's what it's turning into. Yes, it is community. It's a mission, and we're all on it, in it together.
Yeah, I love that. Um, so for your next series, are you vetting those people now? Are you taking applications? What's the process?
Um, well, I actually have sort of taken this a little break this week. But yes, I'm soon going to be doing that, because for this one, I did not start soon enough. I really honestly was not prepared for the time that would need to be allowed for this. And so it's been a learning process. So yes, I will start early. And anyone that's interested in, um, just reach out to me on Facebook or Messenger, or wherever you're watching from, wherever you are. Just reach out. You can email me, um, and that's at Shar at believeinspire.us.
Okay, and I'll make sure that I put it in the comments. So
Okay.
we are on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. So I'll put it in the comments on LinkedIn and Facebook. That way people can DM you there. I don't know that they can DM you on YouTube, but
Right.
yeah, and they can send you an email. So
Sure. I'm very,
yeah, you're easy to find.
yeah.
Yeah. So I love that, and when we were talking about that project, I really got the sense that, just now, even though you're saying it's not benefiting you financially, that is just the it's a combination of time, uh, investment, right? So you invest the time up front, and the wealth is in the process, and you will, in the end, financially benefit because there's no way you can have a mission of hope, right? And create this community and it doesn't actually, have a financial ripple effect. So that part's coming. And but I love that you mentioned that also because a lot of times, people specifically do these projects for the purpose of making money. And you're specifically doing the project not for the purpose of making money, but for the elevation of souls.
Exactly. And that's really the way I planned it. That's the way it want that needed to be. And that's the,
Yeah, I love it. So, is there I'm gonna go a little bit back to you were alone, you said yesterday, right? And so, in that time, as a recovering workaholic, were you working on this project?
well, no, not the whole day, but I did receive some chapters yesterday, or one, and so I couldn't resist but read it, and that was all I did with it. I didn't edit it. I didn't. I just thought, wow, here's another great one, and closed it up for now. Yeah. So
Okay, cool. So, let's see. We have a question here. What is your understanding of surrendering?
what is my understanding of surrendering? Is my understanding is surrendering in the moment to whatever is. That is it in a nutshell, as we've already discussed. I mean, it's if you go back and watch this again, I think we pretty well covered it. But yes, it but boils down to surrendering to the moment of whatever is in that moment. And that's whatever we choose it to be, whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever we choose to give meaning. So, yeah, thank you for asking that question. And yes, you can always watch back the more detailed answer, which I guess isn't really different from what you just said. It's kind of like loving what is.
Right.
I love how succinct you are.
That's really it.
Yeah, there's no reason to belabor it. It's so simple,
It
to
is.
be, yeah, to really be a conduit, for the divine and allow.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you would like to put in the space? Like I said, I love how succinct you are, and I'm very succinct. So it's like we did like a whole big topic in less than 40 minutes.
Yeah. Uh, would I add anything? I guess it would be to when you surrender, think more of it not surrendering to anything, but surrendering for a cause or for the love of yourself or for the love of someone else, or just surrendering to whatever is in whatever moment presents you with, and be happy and joyful in that moment. Whatever it is, you can choose to make it work for you instead of against you. You choose that. And even though sometimes we feel like things are coming against us, it's all in how we were receiving that and surrendering um, to ourselves and how we accept it, and what truth is ours around it. Now that's about the best way that I can reframe it.
Yeah. And I love it. So, we're closing out the series on sacred thinking with you. And yeah, and so next month is a new topic. And the month of December on the Free to Be show, I'm going to have conversations with more high achieving women like Char Murphy. And it'll be on the topic of inner inquiry. Are you free to be? And that, if you're wondering what it is to be free to be, it is a pure heart and mind alignment, um, and allowing yourself to be in your depth and to exist in your the way you were created to exist. And that's what free to be means. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much, Char, for being a role model for surrender.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Mwah.
And until next week, be free. So are you free? Do you own your part in that? Rather than lingering in shame, guilt, and despair, let's see where you can create more freedom, more joy, and replenish from within. Visit me at cordeliagaffar.com and sign up for the 5 ways to only create joy. Until next week, be free.